All right, welcome back. Martian Manhunter, issue 8. This one gets a little crazy. To recap what happened last time, basically we saw the after effects of issue 6, where the entire town just kind of threw that entire issue under the rug and forgot about it. John's kind of split up with his wife. He's not divorced yet. And then there's some people out for the Martian. They know about the Martian, and they're coming to get him. As we actually go and see those guys drive to Middleton in a black SUV. And we know it's them because they are different colors compared to the rest of the world in Middleton. And then we see cracks on the ceiling, signifying that we're going down a bad road, big dog. As we see, hello, is this the FBI? The FBI is getting a ton of calls, a sudden uptick in calls. So what happens? John's boss puts him back into the field. You're welcome. Damnedest thing. Husbands informing on wives, neighbors informing on neighbors, children informing on parents. Must be something in the air. As the Martian says, cracks spread, grow, deepen, space between meaning, words, worlds widens. Condenses reality splintering. The walls sob softly and begin to bleed. As his boss is like, are you with me? With you? As we go to his boss's food in his mouth, breaded strips of chicken scream for tender mercy. And his boss says most of it's probably bullshit, but someone's got to get up and close and stick their nose in it, and that's going to be you by now. Meanwhile, pay attention to the Martian. This guy is looking at the walls that he was talking about bleeding, and something keeps grabbing him. As John's like, I want to go home early, and his Martian's like, this is anti-life. This is the anti-life exposure. Which the anti-life is something that Darkseid is constantly trying to get. It's a formula basically to just have everybody under his control and dominates their will. But he's seeing it come out through the walls. It's starting to spread throughout Middleton, which is this is one of the only things that we've ever seen in the Absolute universe of anti-life and big kind of stuff, because we saw Darkseid in issue 5, I believe. So very interesting, and we'll see more of that later, but the Martian goes on, anti-life overexposure fatal in 113% of cases. Meanwhile, his boss is yelling at him why'd you come in late, blah, blah, blah. Ever since you came back, I've been wondering, is this the same guy? And he says it's personal issues, which, not wrong also. His wife is mad up and upset with him, and he's going through, not a divorce yet, but probably will be. And it seems like the Martian is also kind of changed his personality as well. He's kind of helping out more, but they're more symbiotic at this point. The Martian is just chilling. They don't have any plans to leave each other yet. And his boss is like, cry me a river, dude. Everyone, work is hard on everyone. I really don't care. I've been divorced 3 times, but I never let it affect me. So, John, I don't care that your family's falling apart. Get your head together. What we do here matters, and focus on what matters. And the Martian says, this architecture is very bad. This is full of anti-life. We gotta leave, John. And so John says, I appreciate the pep talk. I'm gonna take care of those tips right away. Symptoms of anti-life overexposure, they include shortness of breath, width, depth, nauseous certainty that you've ruined everything. And then John's like, oh, when's the last time I went to a bar that I can smoke at? This is the kind of place with blacked out windows, so you don't feel too bad about getting drunk before noon. Far from God. And the Martian keeps going on. Weight of the galaxies crushing your chest. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, seek help from your local Martian, higher being, partner, and then John interrupts him. We're surrounded by illusions. The fictions we maintain consciously or not to get through the day, as he sees everybody's thoughts in this lonely, lonely bar. And the Martian says, snap out of it, dude. The human world is a beautiful delusion. And John accidentally goes, yeah, beautiful, talking to the lady next to him that he thinks is his wife for a split second, until she reveals that it's just another lady. She says, thank you. I'm sorry, I'm married. Why are we so blind to the beauty in our everyday lives? Were we made that way, or did we become that way? As we check in on Tyler. Tyler's playing with the Martian. He's also infected by the White Martian. My life before may have been a dream, but it was beautiful. In the bar, I closed my eyes trying to get back there, back to that dream delusion called home. If I could go back, I never opened them again. As Bridget walks in and says, is everything good? All right, whatever, bye. But all I see is darkness and the strange geometries you get from closing your eyes. And the Martian is hit by a car. And then we see some people on the street. These are very important people. These are the FBI people, and they seem to have some kind of special powers similar to the Martian and also are able to track the Martian. Illusions are important. As we have a man smoking, illusions are important. Red, white, and blue, he smokes. Another hippie-looking guy absorbs all the colors and flies in the middle of the air. They're here to protect us from things we're not supposed to see, things that can hurt us. As we have two, one in the alleyway just having a gun, and the other one hitting the eyes off a random homeless guy. As back in the bar, eyes stare back at John. It's best not to look too closely at what's behind the curtain. I mean, it must be something pretty bad back there. And then the Martian notices what John's doing. Avoidance, isolation, disassociation, ineffective coping strategy for anti-life overload. Continued personal collapse will have wider. And then he stops because John says, I'm not avoiding anything. I came clean to Bridget. I've tried to explain 12 times about you. He came clean about the Martian, but she thinks I'm crazy, and I can't make it make sense. It's like something keeps getting in between us, changing the words before they get to her. Work of white. Martian, but he's not able to finish that sentence because John ignores him. The person that is interrupting John from his wife is his son at this point, because he's the one infected by the white Martian, as we saw at the end of issue 6, and still currently have seen. So hopefully he gets free eventually. 8 drinks later, my buzz is green as incessant as a fluorescent bulb. Well, partner, the only thing holding you together is Martian metabolism. Holding me together, you blew up my life. I saved your life. Did you? Why was I at that coffee shop in the first place? I honestly can't remember. And this is also a very important thing that will come back later, is why was John at that coffee shop in the first place? Was he actually chosen before, or was it a coincidence? Pointless arguing with me. Facts yourself. Threat of white Martian. Well, you're the only Martian causing problems these days. Why don't you leave me alone for one night? Just one night without you crackling in my head. This is seemingly a breakup between the Martian and John. This is the first time they've kind of had a big fight. Seemingly splitting up. The bouncer gets so close I catch wind that his estranged father will die suddenly from an irreparable brain defect in 2 weeks and 3 days. Hakeem. The bouncer's name is Hakeem. Has always meant to try to patch things up, but has never gone around to it. Hasn't occurred to him that the time might be limited. As he gets kicked out of the motel bar, I think about telling him I want to tell him, and then the cracks start forming, and I don't know what to say. As John vomits, the cracks finally go all the way. He is not infected with the anti-life per se, but he's at the full brunt of what this anti-life overexposure is. Can't leave you, partner. Further isolation will only exaggerate intensity, speed up decline. Anti-life spreads through lack of human contact. And that's when John says, disgusting. First of all, you're not human, and I'm not isolating. I'm going to go see Bridget and Tyler to try again. I just need to be alone this time. Look, if you're so convinced the white Martian is out there, you go look for it. Give me one night of quality time with my family. We are weak, vulnerable, incomplete, apart. So this is what we're talking about. The Martian really wants to be with John. And it is a thing of like they are stronger together, but also they need each other at this point. And so, of course, he says it's just one night. It's okay. And so the Martian basically accepts it. Okay, partner, quality time equals mindfucker approved treatment for anti-life overdose. We'll go on own. So the Martian is going to go on his own to find the white Martian as John goes to his family. Despite miles of distance, the Martian's still on my mind. While I've been working up the courage, he's been investigating, though it seems more like sightseeing to me. So they're still kind of connected, a little bit, just not fully connected. He ruined the steamy daydream of an unhappy housewife and spent some time sifting through the lives of a man juggling 3 secret families, all of them in Middleton. How does he keep track? Now he's visiting a man on death row. Focus on what matters, John. I've always been good at dissociating. Lately, I've found that if I concentrate, I completely tune him out for a while. Benefits of consciousness upgrade, I guess. So now that he tunes him out, knocks on the door, goes in. Bridget, seemingly unhappy, is like, John, you did not call. I was not expecting you. Why are you here? And then sees the vomit on his pants. You have vomit everywhere. Take off your clothes. What are you doing, dude? And let this be a warning for you folks watching this. Don't do this. This is a terrible idea. Don't go drunk to your ex. It's not really his ex at this point, but don't go drunk, covered in vomit to the person you used to see. That does not look good for you either. What's the accomplishment there? And we see Tyler's also working on a new kind of creature. This is not the Green Martian anymore, and we'll find out that dude's name in a second. The Martian, seemingly raving, John takes a shower, and so Bridge offers John a cigarette. Do you want one? I'm trying to quit. Well, that's good for you. And at this point, Bridge she doesn't hate John. It's not like they hate each other. They're getting ready for the divorce. It's more of like, we need time to just chill out. We need time apart to figure things out. And seeing him, the happy family in the smoke, that's what she wants, is a happy family with John. She doesn't hate John. She wants to get back together, but John is so distant with the Martian at this point that it's just very strange. And then we pick up with the man with the gun, with the red, white, and blue smoke saying, "We got you surrounded. Come out here." They know where the Martian is, as he's actually in this janitorial man. And Bridget goes into the thick of it. What did you want to talk about? I think I just wanted to talk. Well, we've talked a lot about your problems and blamed it on Martians. And then that's when John's like, they're actually not Martians. That's what they call themselves, but they're not. And she's like, you're crazy, dude. Like, what are you talking about? And honestly, I don't remember Bridget smoking in the first 6 issues. She might have, and I just may have missed it because it probably wasn't super important. But yeah, she's picking up some bad habits. And then the man with the gun is like, yo, I can see you, whatever you are. You illegally entered this country and violated the laws of physics. And the Martian's like, I don't care, man. Country, concept, constellation, territory, government, imagined community, lines on minds. And that's when the dude is like, yo, I can hear you. There's nothing imaginary about the United States of America, freako. We're with the agency and you're coming with us. And then that's when the Martian's like, oh, shit. Like, he can see me. And he shoots at the Martian. Meanwhile, John's like, I miss you both. Can I see Tyler? And that's when Tyler's like, bro, he's speed blitzing this new clay thing that he has. And also, just more smoke is coming out of him. He is the one ruining the family. We've already confirmed that, basically. And then we see that this is not a gun that he's shooting. It's the idea of a gun. And he's shooting at the Martian. They're using ideas against each other. Holy, bright, terrible, dangerous, sexy, powerful destroyer. It's the thing that makes movie stars and widows. The things of evil and innocent, it protects and it destroys. All contradictions can hear in the gun. And then he shoots. So Bridget also asks, is he here? The little green man, the big Martian that you talk about? Well, he's actually a big gorilla, but no, I gave him the night off and he gave me the night off. I'm actually not sure which one is which. And then she says, prove it. What am I thinking about? Thinking about cheese. Doesn't count. I'm always thinking about cheese. As the Martian is trying to get a hold of John, but his consciousness is fully gone away right now as John is focusing on just Bridget. This is the gun that killed Lincoln and Kennedy, that murdered MLK and Dillinger, that won World War II and conquered the West. This thing's killed more kids than cholera. It packs a punch. And then before he's able to finish, the Martian jumps into his mouth. Unknowing, ignorant agents of white. Compound scent of paranoia, opium, napalm, tabloid news. Black and white, brain bolstered by belief. Mind full of star-spangled hammers, infinite black hearses, piping, paranoid, exhaust. As he warns John, we are being attacked. And he keeps calling out to John, but John is just ignoring him. And then Bridget says, I'm worried about you, John. Why won't you see someone? Meaning like a therapist. That's the problem, isn't it? Me seeing someone? The Martian is screaming for John. Be honest. Is it safe to be around you? As we see the hippie man pull a sniper right on the Martian and shoots him and takes him down. No, it is not safe to be around me. And so the agents contain Martian Manhunter. As we have this little pencil guy being like, we want you to join the agency. Do you love your country? Are you good at following orders? Do you want to protect your fellow man from dangerous alien ideas? Well, you can do it right now. Take a pen, pencil, and a marker. Connect the dots to create an unescapable prison for this incorporeal invader. And there's the way to do it. And we made a pentagon. As the lady looks at us and says, well, thank you for your service. I went back to the bar to tell that bouncer to call his father, but he wasn't there. Probably wouldn't listen anyway. John left the house, and he brought a friend with him. It's late when I get back to the Starlight, and there's something wrong in my room. Something that shouldn't be here. The air's thick like soup. Somebody behind him says, rough night, eh, buddy? Aren't they all? Internet dreams waft in through the windows, sleep out the ceiling vents. The man in room 48 dreams of his family. He's been there for years, hasn't seen his kids in 2, but he still believes his wife is going to talk back to him. So John says, who are you? This new creation by the White Martian, a figment like a new creature extension of him, says, they call me Despair, the killer of hope, Despair the blue, Despair the empty, Despair the zero, and I'm your new partner. Thank you for listening, watching, enjoying. This was a good one. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.